You obviously have some big-time receivers with Hardy and Dudek and others. Talk about Hayes Stoker and his NFL pedigree and how that will help improve your receivers.
Well, I just think anytime you've got a guy working with you that has worked with the best players in the world, it always helps. It helps in the offensive staff room. They can say, well, in this coverage, what we did against this coverage was this, and this is how we attack. And it opens my eyes up to things. So I know in the meeting room when you're dealing with kids, they want to get where he's been. So they're going to listen to him. So I think it's a huge advantage for us.
I'm sure you talked about this earlier, but just since I wasn't here, talk about your relationship with Lovey a little bit. What's that like? How did it start?
I guess I found out the other day from Mary Ann, Coach's wife, that it started when I was 10 years old. And Coach and my dad developed a really good relationship. They remember me when I was 10, and I wasn't a prospect then. I was just a Sandlot All-American. Yeah, I think I'm in the Hall of Fame. And that's where it all started.
Cool. And then, when did communication begin recently about this job?
I think the day after or so that he accepted the job, that's when it started to happen. You know, these days, the timing is so tight. These days all run together. So it's hard to, like, that happened, I guess, 3 weeks ago. And we've been grinding, and it seems like it was a couple of months ago. You know what I mean? I think it was the day before, maybe, that we had the press conference accepting the job. We started having conversations about this potentially happening.
What was attractive to you about this job?
First, it was him. You know, I know that he has a process of making decisions. And he's going to make good decisions for his career, and he's about the right stuff. So that was a lot to do with it. If he, thinks this could be the, good opportunity for him, then it's probably a good opportunity for me also. So I trust him and his decision.
Congrats.
How are you?
I'm good. What do you think of Champaign-Urbana so far?
You know, I haven't. I've been going from the office to the hotel that we're staying at, just back and forth. So
That's
I know Neal Street very well. But we did find a house here. So I've been going back and forth to the office though, so I'm not sure yet.
Do you have children?
I do.
What are your ages?
I have a 5-year-old son named Cameron, and I have a 4-year-old son named Grant.
Is he going to kindergarten, or is he in
Cameron's
kindergarten?
in kindergarten now, and then Grant's going to kindergarten next year.
Congratulations. I'm also a kindergarten teacher, so
You are?
Yeah.
Well, we need to talk about the schools, because my wife is looking for schools. You have a card?
No, I don't, but I teach at Barksdale Elementary.
What's it called?
Barksdale Elementary. Barksdale.
Can you write that down?
I'll write that down. I'll come back to you.
Okay.
Thanks for talking.
Welcome here. Hey, we'll help you with this. Just kind of what's your first thing you need to get done this week going forward with the kids?
Well, we need to get to know them, know how they learn, know how they compete. They need to get to know us and what our expectations are of them. That's it. This is about building relationships as fast as we can first, and coaching the X's and O's and all of that second.
That's good. Okay.
Both have to come to life really fast, but it's about relationships first.
Will you be figuring out what can we do with these guys as you go along?
Yes, sir. That's a huge part of. Most coaches, well, all coaches have had, even if there was a coaching change, they had from January to now to get to know their players, know which positions they're playing on. This is going to be our first time looking at them, so we got to make really good evaluations of them. And install the package and get to know the kids. It's a lot to get done in 15 practices. But we're up for the job. Got a really good staff.
I'm taking summer is going to be critical for these guys. Once you guys get them, knowing what they're going to do.
That's right.
They're going to have to do a lot of that, correct?
Yeah, but nowadays the rules allow you to spend some time with them in the summertime.
Right.
So, doing what we call football-related activities. The rule change that happened last offseason is really going to benefit us.
Right. Nice thing. If you had a perfect situation, what kind of offense would you want to do? What would you want to be the focal point of what you do?
I'd want us to be the most fundamentally sound offense.
Everyone, okay.
The type that plays the game the way it's supposed to be played. Protects the football at all times.
Okay.
Plays with good pad leverage. Plays together. Everybody's in sync. Plays with a high level of energy and spirit and enthusiasm.
Okay.
That's when you get that, you really can run whatever plays you want to run.
Okay.
If you get all of that.
Okay, then beyond that, what do you favor? Is there something, let's say, you'd rather run the ball
Yeah. Well,
60% of the time, 80% of the time? Is there something like that?
well, you know, to win football games, you need to be able to run the ball.
Yeah, sure.
At some point, regardless if you're a passing team or not, late in the game, if you've got the lead, you're going to run it.
Right.
Or you got to run the ball to control the clock or control the ball. But nowadays, defenses are so multiple.
Right.
That they're doing different things, and what you have to do is attack what they're doing right then. Some teams are going to, especially in this conference, are going to load the box and take the run away, and so you're going to force the pass.
Right.
And we got to be efficient with the passing game. Then there's some teams that you're going to play back, and, you know, say we can stop the run with our front seven because our defensive front's so big and strong.
Sure.
And then you got to find ways to run the ball in the open gaps. So it's I think we'll be multiple enough. We've always been multiple enough in this offense to figure out what they're doing and then go after and attack what they're doing.
You were a dual threat guy yourself, aren't you? Didn't you run and pass
As a player?
Yeah.
I did. That was a long time ago.
I remember that. I know you, right? But you could run. So do you prefer like like me? You know, you like somebody like you.
Well, I like, we were talking about this the other day. Are you looking for a pro-style quarterback or a dual-threat quarterback? Well, to me, the most competitive kid that we can play.
Okay.
If he's like I've had Ryan Mallett and those guys at Arkansas who were the 6'5" kids.
Right.
And then I had Lamar Jackson and Reggie Bonifant at Louisville, and these are these athletic kids. Same offense, we had the same level of success.
Okay.
So the offense is flexible. But what they all had in common is that they were extreme competitors.
Okay.
And that's really what I'm looking for.
Is it easier to recruit that pro style? Because
No, you know,
it's
hard. It's figuring out how much competitiveness the kids have nowadays because you can't really spend time with
Not
them
getting on.
in recruiting.
Yeah.
So you end up just, talking to their coaches, really having tough conversations with the quarterback in recruiting and trying to get to know, what's going to drive him. Is he a self-starter?
Right.
When our team's not doing well, is he going to motivate the other 10 guys? Those are the type of questions you're asking when you're recruiting quarterback.
Remind me, who'd you play that year?
I played for Gary Gibbs
You did.
and Watson Brown my first year, and then Howard Schnellenberger my senior year.
Okay, so you went through a couple of coaches too. Do you feel that the kids here that have gone through so much things?
Well, I feel for them, but in my 5 years of college, I played for 5 different head coaches.
Did you?
Yeah, so it's really like at this point, while it's going on,
Sure.
it seems like this is incredible. I can't believe this. But once they graduate, they've learned so much more than the one guy that's played for the same coach the whole time. They've had different experiences. Their networking base is going to be bigger. They have more, like a guy that wants to be a coach that's on our team right now.
Right.
He's going to have 3 or 4 different staffs that he can lean on to get jobs from.
Sure.
So right now it probably seems like it's really stressful, and they've went through a lot. They really have. Whenever there's that much change.
Sure.
But once they graduate and they move on, it's going to be a positive for them, if they approach it the right way.
I know you were in a great situation where you were. Was it hard to come here, or was it easy to come here?
It was very hard, and both. On one, I trust Coach Smith. I know that he makes good decisions in his career. He knows how to read certain things, and he knows the feeling that he has when he's trying to get into a certain situation.
Right.
So I trusted that. But at the same time, I was in, one of the most best cultures that there is in college athletics, not just in football.
Right.
Because, Tom Jurge, the athletic director, has set a culture to where every sport wins.
Oh, yeah.
Every sport goes deep into the championship hunt. And, so that's always hard, to leave when you have that type of spirit on campus.
Right.
But I think that this was the right move for me.
What do you want to be a head coach again?
I don't know. I just really want to score a lot of points out on that field first. Figure that out after a while.
later on down the road, right?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, great to meet you, Coach. I'm looking forward to talking to you live.
All right.
Great time here. Yeah. Thanks.